So the United States of America has a new president-elect, one that promises to use his business expertise, massive financial capital, and tyrannical prowess to return prosperity to this nation. With this, he plans to rid our nation of the so-called secession that we've suffered from in past years. But beneath the thin veil of making America great again, belies something far more fascinating. Something far more familiar. Anyone with deeply rooted knowledge of comic books can see the Lex Luthor comparisons emerging during Donald Trump's campaign. And now that he's cinched the highest political chair in the US, the similarities have become far more eerie. It's as if Donald Trump was following a playbook of sorts taken directly from 1989's Lex Luthor, the unauthorized biography. In fact, in 2009, Trump released a book that chronicles his professional and personal worldview in a book called Trump, The Art of the Deal. Looking at the two covers, it's as if art is imitating life, or vice versa. In this video, we'll explore the many similarities between Donald Trump and Lex Luthor, what Lex Luthor's true motives for running for POTUS might say about Trump's own motives, and what our future as a nation might look like if the aftermath of President Luthor's reign as president is truly indicative of real life. Now let me preface this by saying I am in no way in favor of or against Donald Trump, just merely pointing out some shocking similarities between the two. Now, let's start with the men themselves. Both are known for their business savvy, endless amount of financial wealth, and their inflated sense of self-importance. Both have made numerous enemies on their road to success. Superman, Rosie O'Donnell, Batman, Neil Young, Wonder Woman, George Takei. Pretty much the entire Justice League for Lex Luthor. And with the amount of enemies Trump has made throughout the years, they could start their own Justice League. The most frightening similarity, though, is their fear of aliens. This brings us to their campaign similarities. Lex gained popularity among voters by making grandiose promises of flying automobiles and further technological advancements. Once elected into office, Lex revealed his true plans: to turn the nation against Superman through anti-alien rhetoric, building a metaphorical wall around humanity and the Man of Steel. Donald Trump has said he wants to rid our nation of all undocumented aliens and build a literal wall between Mexico and America. In Lex's obsession with ridding the US of the Kryptonian alien Superman, he descends into madness on an irrational quest to eliminate a perceived enemy. Could this be the future that lies before Trump as well? Possibly. But what drives men like Lex and Trump to run for president in the first place? In the Justice League Unlimited animated series, Lex answered that very question.
My campaign is a farce, a small part of a much grander scheme. President. Do you know how much power I'd have to give up to be president?
Some might argue that this entire campaign was a farce, something done to merely boost the brand that is Trump Industries. The parallels between Trump and Luthor's campaigns are so geometrically accurate that some might argue that Donald Trump is in fact the modern-day real-life Lex Luthor. In the comics, Lex Luthor was in fact our 43rd president, following the Clinton administration. Maybe this is another case of art imitating life, but the coincidences are far too close for it to be concocted by chance. Or is it? One thing is for certain, the majority of our nation is left in fear. Fear of what this drastic change might bring. We have no choice but to embrace this newfound fear. This is our reality now. This is our new 52. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you really enjoyed it, please be sure to share it amongst your friends and family and anyone else you think might actually enjoy this video as well. Please be sure to leave a like and comment. I would love to know your thoughts on art imitating life as it pertains to Donald Trump and Lex Luthor. And also for you individuals that have been here for a while, subscribe to my channel, I'd love to know, what are your thoughts on this new video approach I'm taking? I want to do a series of these types of videos, and I would love to know if you guys are in favor of them, because I have a lot more cartoon and comic book theories that I would love to toss out there in this particular format. Thank you guys for watching as always, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.